Welcome to No Broken Legs. I am your host, Evan Belfiore. It is Super Bowl week, and Jimmy Champ is here to break it all down. Jimmy, thank you for joining me on this Friday night.
Man, no place I'd rather be. I've had a pretty great day so far. Our local Ravenna Ravens varsity boys bowling team qualified to move on from their sectionals to the next round of the state playoffs. So that's been a fun day. Now I can't wait to talk about this Super Bowl we got coming up Sunday.
Right on. Congratulations to the Ravenna team. Congratulations to you and Kelly for helping coach them to victory, and kudos to DJ as well.
Hear, hear.
Well, let's just get right into the numbers, Jimmy. The Kansas City Chiefs and the Philadelphia Eagles are playing for the NFL championship. The Philadelphia Eagles are 1.5-point favorites. The over-under is 51. The Chiefs are plus 105. The Eagles are minus 125. Before we get into all the exotic bets and the deeper bets and the player props, who do you like with this spread?
Maybe I misheard you. I feel like I've been misreading stuff too. Is it Patrick Mahomes getting points?
I am looking at DraftKings right now, and they say Patrick Mahomes is getting points.
Yeah, well, he's 7-1-1 as a dog in his career. So I think he's going to go to 8-1-1. Give me the Chiefs and Patrick Mahomes all day in this game.
I'm with you. I am surprised that the Chiefs are underdogs here again. The numbers that you just threw out about Mahomes being 7-1-1 against the spread. Am I crazy, or do I think the Chiefs might be behind a little bit, but then end up winning this game by like 2 scores?
Yeah, I think the Chiefs might jump out to a quick lead, and then I could see the Eagles getting a hold of it. And then I could see this Eagles team with this current roster, current coaching staff, not knowing how to hold on and win this game, and Patrick Mahomes and Andy Reid taking it away from them.
Well, they've jumped on teams early all year, the Eagles have, and the Chiefs have always been a team that seems with Patrick Mahomes where, when they're behind by a score, they got you right where they want you, and if you're ahead by 2 scores, they have you even more where they want you. The Eagles are a great first half team. They throw a lot early, which I think throws a lot of teams off. But I think Steve Spagnuolo is going to want them to throw the ball.
I agree.
I think they're going to blitz a lot. I think they're going to run blitz a lot, kind of do pseudo run pass blitz. I think they're just going to try and make Jalen Hurts make quick decisions. That also opens up the fact that the Eagles do like to take shots. So are they going to be able to get some shots, or is it going to be more like the Cincinnati game for Kansas City where they hold those things mostly in check? I think that's really where the meat of this game is going to be, because nobody seems to be able to stop Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah, but I think Spags and Andy Reid have seen the same thing we've seen, that Jalen Hurts, not that the Eagles were not challenged in the playoffs.
No, they have not.
But early in games when Jalen Hurts has tried to throw the ball downfield, he has not looked good. I think
Agreed.
I think Jalen Hurts' shoulder is much more of a problem than Patrick Mahomes' high ankle sprain. I think Spags knows that. Now, if Jalen Hurts is mostly okay and is able to hit a couple shots, it's going to change the complexity of this game. I just don't think right now he's going to be able to do that. I really don't. And I think, it's something we've talked about on the podcast all year. Like, I was high on the Eagles coming into the season. I thought they had a good roster. I thought Jalen Hurts was going to take a leap. Part of the reason for being high on the Eagles was because the NFC was so bad. Like, the NFC was really bad, guys. Like, all year long. like, the Eagles have been a great first half team. They've jumped out to a bunch of leads against a bunch of crappy teams. And I think this is going to be just a very different game for them. And I think it's going to take them a moment to elevate their play to what the Chiefs are used to every week.
I totally agree with that. When you look at the list of quarterbacks that the Chiefs have faced this year, they faced Joe Burrow twice, Josh Allen. They faced Justin Herbert twice. They've just been, their mettle has been tested more, and we saw that really come through last year where teams that were going through a more rigorous journey seem to do better. Now, the Eagles haven't really been tested at all, so we don't know. You alluded to Jalen Hurts struggling throwing the ball. He really only had 3 pass plays he had to make that were under pressure. And that was the third down that A.J. Brown bailed him out on by making a nice catch on a ball thrown really low. There was the Devontae Smith catch that wasn't a catch. And good for good for the Eagles for knowing to huddle up and get that ball snapped quickly. That's just a heads-up play.
Yep.
And the third one, he had a chance to really sink a dagger on the 49ers, and he just missed A.J. Brown. And he missed him pretty bad. And those are the types of throws that I think he's going to have to make to beat this Kansas City Chiefs team. I don't think he's going to make them.
Yeah, I don't think so either. And I think also on the other side of the ball, like, there are a lot of people talking about this Eagles defense like they're a great defense. Look at the quarterbacks they faced, the offensive they've faced.
Yeah, a lot of people pointing to that Dak Prescott game when the Cowboys hung a 40 burger on him.
Yeah. Now, if they can perform the way they've been performing against this Chiefs team, this defense could go down as one of the better ones in recent memory. I just don't think you're going to be able to do that. I think this new evolved Chiefs offense of whatever, I've got 8 eyes in my head. I'm going to find somebody open and I'm going to throw him the ball. And don't you dare leave Travis Kelce open because he's just going to destroy you. Like, I just don't think the Eagles are going to be prepared for this. I think it's going to be a really good game. I really do. I think this is going to be a little back and forth. I think there's going to be a little trickeration. I think you'll see a fake punt, a fake field goal, somebody trying to flip the field to keep momentum, get momentum. But I just don't think the Eagles are going to have enough. I think Patrick Mahomes is due this Super Bowl. I think this year, we talked about it early in the season. I more than you told me to calm down on it, and I didn't want to. I really felt like the Buffalo Bills and Josh Allen were trying to win the Super Bowl in week 2.
Yeah, and it seems like that's what they did.
Yeah, and Patrick Mahomes really seemed like he felt slighted by all the talk of, is he the second or third best quarterback in the AFC West now with Russell Wilson here and all this nonsense. And I think the Chiefs have just stayed course and done what they've had to do, and I think they're going to finish the job Sunday. I really do.
Before we get into the player props, let's talk a little bit about the over-under, because I think both offenses are going to run a lot of plays. The Eagles are known for running the ball, even though they do throw a lot. I think you're going to see limited possessions. We know that Kansas City doesn't really have the big play power that they have in the past with Tyreek Hill, and the Eagles are known for playing back and forcing you, keeping everything in front of them. But that's where I think Kansas City's been pretty good this year, is taking 5 to 10 yard underneath stuff, crossing routes, and running the ball. Now that Pacheco's been in there, I don't think they're going to be afraid to march down the field with longer drives. And I think the Eagles can get to Mahomes a little bit. I think they can pressure him. I don't think they're going to be able to do it enough. And everybody loves betting overs. I actually don't think they get to 51 in this game, Jimmy. Do you think they get there?
No, I don't think so either. I think part of the game plan for Kansas City will be limit possessions for Philly, take as much time off the clock as you can, make sure you get touchdowns instead of field goals, so Philly doesn't feel like they've got time to just run the ball. Because I agree with I think what you said to start is the absolute truth. I think Spags wants Jalen Hurts to throw the football. I think they have a better chance of creating havoc and causing turnovers if Jalen Hurts is trying to push the ball down the field. And I think you force the Eagles to throw by limiting their possessions. Like, if you can have that 12-play, 15-play, 7-minute drive, I don't know if the Eagles are going to trust themselves to believe they can just run the ball and duplicate that. Yeah, so I'm with you.
That's pretty interesting. We both like the under there. A lot of people are taking overs. It's not fun to bet unders, but unders do usually carry the day when you see a lot of public money in a game like this. because there is a lot of public money that is going to kind of influence the lines a little bit because it's going to cause discrepancies. It's going to push that line up a little higher than it normally would be. We both like the Chiefs. We both like the under. Obviously, we like the Chiefs at the money line plus 105. I would say go ahead and just take the money line at plus 105 instead of going down to minus 110 for the one. Just the point spread seems inconsequential.
Yep. Yeah, I agree.
Let's just get into some of these prop bets. So we both think there'll be a lot of plays, but not a lot of scoring. Who do you like to score touchdowns in this game, Jimmy?
Travis Kelce.
Yeah, he's at minus 135. He's the third favorite behind Jalen Hurts at minus 115 and Miles Sanders at minus 105. That is for an anytime scorer. You can get plus 600 or for last TD score or plus 700 for the Travis Kelce touchdown. I'd actually just throw some money at both of those instead of the anytime because I think there's a good chance that the Chiefs only score 2 or 3 touchdowns in this game. So you're getting at plus 900 or plus 600 and plus 700, you're getting great odds that one of those is the first or last touchdown.
Yeah, and I think too, I also like, it's one of the more long shot touchdowns. But I think they used him really well for a while, and then Pacheco has kind of controlled it. But I think you might kind of lean on the veteran a little more in this game. I really like Jerick McKinnon to get a touchdown in this one.
All right, he's at plus 175. Another guy that I like, plus 145 for Devontae Smith. We saw T. Higgins get a big play 2 weeks ago. I almost said last week. 2 weeks ago against Cincinnati. And I think they're going to double team A.J. Brown. I don't think the Chiefs are going to let A.J. Brown beat them. I think they're going to force Jalen Hurts to make a throw to Devontae Smith. And, like we said, they had the big play last week that wasn't. I don't think they're going to be able to get away with that again. Andy Reid, not the best when it comes to game management at times, but I think even he'll be able to figure out, they're trying to, let's no, we're going to review that and make sure.
Yeah. Yep.
Any other, a lot of names that have been out there, Kadarius Toney, people are thinking may score a touchdown. He's at plus 225. Marquise Valdez-Scanton's at plus 250. Juju plus 240. Patrick Mahomes to run one in himself plus 370. Any takers in there for you, Jimmy?
For me, it would just be the Mahomes rushing one. I think there's so much variance with those wide receivers. I don't want to lay any money on that. I'm sticking with Kelce and McKinnon myself. If you got a feeling about it, if you think like, man, this is a game for Juju, then go for it. But to me, it's too much variance because all three of them could line up in the same spot on a different play. So I don't like that. But that's great odds on Mahomes getting a rushing touchdown, which very well could happen.
I think I like Juju more than MVS if you're going to go that route. I don't really like either for the same reasons you just said. But I think Valdez-Scanton is their deep threat, but I don't think the Eagles are going to let anything happen that deep. So I think you're going to look at somebody more underneath, which kind of gets back to why I really like Kelce. I like your suggestion of McKinnon because he's an underneath receiver for them on 3rd and 4th downs. Pacheco, I like as an anytime scorer at plus 110 because I think he's going to get one of those scores.
Yep.
On the Eagles side, you have A.J. Brown at plus 105, Goddard at plus 150. Kenneth Gainwell at plus 310 has been getting a lot of talk. Do you like any of them? I had Miles Sanders in fantasy this year, and he spends a lot of time on the bench, so that minus 105 doesn't do anything for me. Who do you like on the Eagles side to score?
Yeah, for me, the only constant to me for the Eagles is probably Jalen Hurts. Because I agree with you. I think the Chiefs are going to take A.J. Brown away. I wouldn't mind Devonta Smith. But if I was going to make a touchdown score on the Eagles side, it would just be Jalen Hurts.
And he's at minus 115. And again, it might be something you look at like the Travis Kelce suggestion that I made. Jalen Hurts plus 700 for first TD score, plus 800 for last TD score. We think there's not going to be a lot of scoring in this game. So if the Eagles score 2 touchdowns, good chance that Jalen Hurts is going to get one of those. It's probably going to be the first or the last.
Yep.
Any random people you think might get a score in this game?
No. I think, I think you could have a random player just because the Chiefs have so many damn pass catchers. But on the Eagles side, I don't think you're going to get some random guy. Like I don't think Kenneth Gainwell is going to get a touchdown in the Super Bowl. I just don't see that happening. Like I don't think you're going to take the ball. Like I don't think you're going to take the ball out of Jalen Hurts' hands and put it in Kenneth Gainwell's in the Super Bowl.
No, that doesn't seem to make a lot of sense.
So yeah, I don't think on the Eagles side, I definitely don't think you could get like something crazy. Now on the Chiefs side, like, would it necessarily shock me if like on 2nd and 5 they ran a short screen to Sky Moore and he happened to break it? No. Like that, like, you know what I mean? Like, so I think there's more variance on the Chiefs side. If you want to take some dart throws, maybe you've got a little bit of free money saved up that you've been making with these free bets, then take some dart throws. Absolutely. But
yeah,
I would
Sky Moore plus 600. That's
like
I would think that's about as low down the totem pole as I would go for those. I think that's Sky Moore has a chance to do that, but I think there's better bets than Sky Moore at plus 600.
Yeah, I agree.
Although,
but I would stick to
the strategy we were talking before. He's plus 4,500 and plus 4,000 for first and last.
Yep.
So again, we don't think there's going to be a lot of scores. Try and find ways to maximize your value.
Yep.
We both like the Kansas City Chiefs to win this game. I think that goes without saying that we think Patrick Mahomes at plus 120 will be the Super Bowl MVP. Do you think anybody else has an opportunity to get that from Mahomes? Or there's people out there that like the Eagles, Hurts is plus 125. Do you think anybody can win the MVP in this game besides the quarterbacks?
I'm putting my MVP vote on Travis Kelce.
That would be a plus 1,200. Haven't had many non-quarterback MVPs, though.
No, we haven't. But, I just think this game, as we've said, I think there's going to be a lot of plays. I don't think there's going to be a lot of scoring. But I could see Travis Kelce just doing some incredible work in the middle of the field. And I could see the votes ended up leaning that way. So I'm like,
and especially if he winds up with a game where he's got like 15 catches for 130, 140 yards and 2 touchdowns, and it's a 20-17 game. Maybe Kelce does if he makes a couple of big plays.
I just think like whichever team you think is going to win, you should probably bet on the quarterback to be MVP because that's normally the way it works. But I just feel like there's been so much Travis Kelce hype, just from the way that press conference, like a lot of players would have kind of been crucified for going after a city's mayor in a press conference the way Travis Kelce did, and everybody seemed to love it. The Kelce family is getting so much love right now for this game. I think like his name is just right out there for everybody. People are talking, is he as good as Gronk? Where does he stand in the tight end echelon all time? And I could just see him having a monster game and then giving the award to him instead of Mahomes. So I just think there's such good – I think the odds are actually too big.
At plus 1,200, you can throw, $10, $20 at it and throw 100 at Mahomes.
Yeah.
And you're covered.
For the run he's been on, like in the last 2 months, plus 1,200 just seems like such great odds.
Let's dig a little more into the quarterbacks. Jalen Hurts over under for touchdowns is 1.5, minus 110 on the over, minus 120 on the under. I don't have any interest in either of those bets. Does either of those entice you, Jimmy?
Nope, not at all.
How about Mahomes? Over under is 2.5, plus 170 for the over, minus 210 for the under.
I love the over here. I like I said, I really think
he gets
this
the
game,
3.
Yeah, I think this game is like 21-17.
I think we're going to get into
somewhere in there.
Like 24-17, 2017, maybe even 27-20, something like that.
Yeah. So I'll take value on Patrick Mahomes getting more touchdowns than less touchdowns.
The passing yardage, we see Jalen Hurts is over-unders at 240.5, minus 115 on both of those. Patrick Mahomes over-under 293.5, minus 115 on both sides of that. What are your thoughts on those?
I think they're both going to be unders, but I think there are so many better places to make money. I don't want to bet on something that's under on both sides. So, there's no value in that bet.
Couldn't agree more.
I think they both go under those numbers, but there's no value to make the bet, so I don't need to do that.
So we both think there'll be a lot of plays. Completions, Patrick Mahomes, 25.5 is his over-under. Minus 135 over, plus 105 under. I think that one falls under what you just said, that the over at minus 135, you're probably got better opportunities elsewhere.
Yep, I agree.
Jalen Hurts is at 20.5. Same thing, minus 125 for the over, minus 105 for the under. I just think there's better bets there.
Yep.
Do you think either interception throws a quarterback? Do you think either quarterback throws an interception?
I wouldn't be surprised if they both throw one.
Over, if to throw an interception is plus 105 for Jalen Hurts, minus 110 for Patrick Mahomes. The zero for Hurts is minus 135, minus 120 for Patrick Mahomes. A bet I do like is Jalen Hurts over 37.5 yards for longest completion. I think they're going to connect on one of those deep shots.
Yep.
And I actually think the 37.5 under for Mahomes is going to hit. I don't think they're going to get many big plays in the passing game. I think they're going to do more methodical marching down the field type drives.
Yeah, I like both of those as well.
Do you like, looking at the running backs, is there anybody you think will really shine this game and put some yardage up that you have a big feeling? Do you think this is a game where Jalen Hurts runs the ball a lot?
I think I like Jalen Hurts' yardage numbers. I think that's where the majority of the rushing in this game is going to come from. I think the Chiefs are going to prefer to throw 3-yard passes instead of giving Pacheco the ball, just because we know how Andy Reid is with younger guys in big games. So I think he's going to keep the ball in Mahomes' hands as opposed to Pacheco's, as long as he can, as long as they're able to move the ball. They don't have to run it to move it. I don't think they will.
I kind of lean towards Pacheco over 47.5. I think he's going to get a lot of carries. I don't think he's going to get a lot of effective carries, but I could easily see him getting 17 carries for 50 yards.
Yeah.
So that's minus 125. Again, probably better bets to be made elsewhere. So receiver over-unders, A.J. Brown's at 72.5. Jarrett McKinnon is at 19.5. Where the fuck is Travis Kelce? 78.5. Sky Moore, 7.5. Any of these jumping out at you? Anything in here that you say, yeah, that's probably a bet you're going to want to make? Kelce's at 78.5 seems like, if you can even get that up over 100, that seems to be the way to go.
Yeah, I'll be betting the under on A.J. Brown and the over on McKinnon and Kelce.
I also like the over on Devontae Smith at 62.5. Again, I think they're gonna have to go to Devontae Smith more than they do A.J. Brown, because I think he's going to be double teamed.
Yep, I agree.
Travis Kelce, 100-plus yards is plus 145, plus 330 for 125 plus. Those are tempting bets, man.
Yeah, I mean, I'm going all in on this. To me, this is the Travis Kelce Super Bowl, man. I'm going all in. Everything I can find with Kelce, I'm taking. Wherever I can get plus on Kelce, I'm taking it, man.
Well, you can get plus 105 on Kelce over 7.5 receptions. So I'm going to guess you like that one a lot.
I mean, that feels like stealing, dude.
Yeah, it does feel like stealing a lot of times with these. They just seem to get Kelce can get the ball whenever he needs to. And it doesn't seem like it's a problem for them in any way, shape, or form.
Nope.
All right, that's the offensive side of the ball. Let's take a look at the defensive side of the ball. These two defenses have been really good this year. Both have the Eagles led the league in sacks. The Chiefs were right behind them, although I shouldn't say right behind. They were second, but a little behind. The Eagles were pretty far ahead of everybody.
Yeah.
Who do you like to get sacks in this game?
Chris Jones.
Chris Jones over 0.25 sacks is minus 135. What about Hassan Reddick? We saw him wreck that San Francisco game.
He did well. I'm staying away from the Eagles defense because I just don't know what they're going to look like in this game. I really am like I am nervous about the Eagles defense getting to Patrick Mahomes. I think they'll pressure him, but I don't know if they'll actually be able to tackle him and put him on the ground.
A couple of things that go into that. We saw Patrick Mahomes put in that superhuman effort against Tampa Bay where, I mean, he made some throws where he was like perpendicular to the ground. It didn't make any sense, and balls are bouncing off his receivers' heads because they can't catch.
Yep.
They rebuilt the line after that. The Eagles usually don't blitz. They generally just get pressure with their front four.
Yep.
Man, if they can't get pressure on Mahomes early, well, I think I agree with you with the Eagles. I think they're going to struggle because they haven't faced an offensive line as good as this since they faced the Cowboys, where they gave up 40 points.
Yep.
But I don't think they're going to give up big plays. I think they're going to make the Chiefs earn it. They're going to make them march down the field. So, all right, you talked me out of Hassan Reddick.
Cue up Hassan Reddick's sack on the first play of the game.
Yeah, well, first sack for Hassan Reddick plus 290.
Oh, son of a bitch.
Plus 210 for no interceptions. Do you like anybody in particular for interceptions to throw some dimes at if you got some winnings?
No, because I think the interceptions will be kind of like the ones last weekend. I think you're going to see like a tip drill, maybe something off a helmet, something off a tipped lineman, some random ass outside linebacker getting a pick. So I'm staying away on that one. But if you want to throw something, throw it, because I do believe both quarterbacks are going to throw picks in this game.
Mm-hmm.
I think there's just going to be so many passes. I think you're going to see some interceptions.
Yeah, that's what's going to happen. Couple of parlays that I looked at because we've been talking about them. Travis Kelce, 50 yards in the first half, 50 yards in the second half is plus 700. Travis Kelce, 150 yards and a touchdown, plus 1,200.
Like, do these people not watch Travis Kelce play football?
Travis Kelce, 125 and 2 touchdowns, plus 1,200.
Ooh, that's...
Plus 1,300, Travis Kelce, 150 yards, KC to win. They're just begging you to bet on Travis Kelce.
Guys, if any of you feel the same way I do about Travis Kelce, please make some money with me on Sunday, guys.
And these are some bets that you can throw $5-10 at, and you're still going to end up making,
Yep.
You put $10 on it, you're going to win 70. Like that is a nice profit if, a lot of the bettors out there are maybe first-time gamblers or using those free bets at the sites.
Yep.
Chop those up, take some shots.
Yep.
So we both like the unders. The team points individually are Kansas City 24.5. The Eagles are 26.5. I like the Eagles under there. Not sure I love that Kansas City. I think you can get more value elsewhere.
Yeah, but I agree with you on the Eagles under. Like, I guess for me, like, if the game plays out the way I'm betting the rest of the game, the Eagles would have to score less than 26 points.
Yeah,
so
I agree.
So there's no reason for me to not make that bet.
We talked about the defenses. You can get team sack props. The Kansas City Chiefs over-unders 2.5. The Eagles is also 2.5. Do you like either one of these teams to get 3 sacks, or do you think there will be fewer than that?
No, I think the Chiefs get to 3. So I love
Chiefs get the 3. Yeah, I think they're going to pressure a lot. So I think there's going to be a lot of opportunities. Things are going to be really feast and famine with that Eagles offense, I think. I think they're going to get a couple of big plays, and I think they're also going to have a couple of big sacks.
Yep, I agree.
What else do we got? I don't want to do anything. Like, some of these are just too crazy.
Yeah, some of them are just a little out there.
So I think that let's just wrap up here with the game on the field. Both of us like the Chiefs to win. We like this to be a big game for Kelce, probably a moderate game for Mahomes, probably a pretty good game for Jalen Hurts, even though they don't get into the end zone as much as we think. Any final thoughts on the game itself before we get into some of the fun bets?
No, I really think it's going to be a good game. I think it's going to be very interesting to see where the chess games go in this game. Like, I'm just very curious to see, because I totally agree with you. What we've seen, what a lot of other people have seen, what I feel Spags has seen is that man, Jalen Hurts doesn't look right. If we can force him to throw, that's our key to victory. So I think you're going to see a lot of Chiefs in the box. I think you're going to dare Jalen Hurts. And Jalen Hurts, we kind of feel like Patrick Mahomes is already starting to write another chapter in his book. Jalen Hurts kind of has a chance to write his first chapter.
Yeah.
So
and make a lot of people like me wrong. So
yeah,
if he can come through, then kudos to him.
But I do think it's gonna be a good game, and I think this game could very much show the difference in the AFC to the NFC. Like in my opinion, like I think if the Chiefs handle this game pretty easily, and the Eagles don't look like the juggernaut they've looked like, that could just simply be because you're now playing one of the best three teams in the AFC instead of one of the best three teams in the NFC.
Yeah, I also think the fact that Kansas City's been through this, they've been on the big stage multiple times, they've gone through Super Bowl week. It's a very different thing. We've heard Tom Brady talk about it in the past, just knowing that the halftime's a little longer, knowing about all the pregame hype, knowing how to keep your emotions in check. Those things really, really can play into what happens on the field. So,
and I think we've all been there. At some point, like you don't know what you don't know, and there aren't a lot of Eagles players that have been in this situation. And a lot of these Chiefs guys have been there before, and a lot of them still want to get their taste out of their mouth from that Buccaneers game. So,
absolutely. Well, that wraps up on the field. Let's have some fun with some of the more exotic props that are off the field. One of the favorites that people like is the national anthem prop. The over-under is set at 119.5 seconds. So, will it go 2 minutes or not? I have no idea who Blake Schuster is, Jimmy. So it's plus 210 for the under. I feel like country singers a lot of times tend to go under. They tend to do it pretty quickly. They get in, they get out. Can you give us anything?
They can't take a chance of offending their fan base. So they're not they're not going for a Whitney moment, but give me the under all day.
But he does play guitar. Sometimes they'll draw that out a little bit.
True. But yeah, I'm going to take the under here.
Okay, fair enough. Color of Gatorade bath.
Andy Reid feels like a purple guy to me.
Purple. Okay, I have no idea, purple. And I never bet that. You got this last year, which was very impressive.
I did. We're going to try to go for 2 in a row.
The first song played during Rihanna's halftime show. You can get Disturbia at plus 1,500, Don't Stop the Music at plus 250, or Diamonds at plus 600.
I would open with Diamonds. I think the song is great. I think it's a great song to open a set with. So give me Diamonds here.
I have no idea. We guessed about this one last year, and it was a mess. I think Disturbia is the song I like the best that she's done, so maybe I'd throw some coin at plus 1,500. Any idea what she closes with? I think Diamonds is what she closes with. That's at minus 125.
Yeah, that's I don't know. I don't know. I see Rihanna doing the exact opposite of what she thinks everyone thinks she's gonna do. So
she's been watching a lot of Kevin Stefanski this year.
Yeah. She's playing the game, bud.
Special guests. Do you think who do you think Rihanna brings out on stage with her?
Are there
Drake is minus 150, T.I. plus 400. Is it SZA is plus 800, or is it SZA?
Yeah. I think you're gonna see. Personally, I think you might see Drake, T.I., and Jay-Z. Personally.
Ooh. What if they started? Because Jay-Z has the doesn't he? He has the rap. Is that at the beginning or the middle part of Umbrella? I can't remember.
It's in the middle part, right? Yeah.
Yeah, I could see them closing with Umbrella and having Jay-Z come out as like a hammer.
Yeah.
That'd be pretty. People would lose their minds. I mean, I don't really care. It's but a lot of people would lose their minds.
Yeah. Yeah, I have much less interest in the halftime show this year than I did last year. But.
Who will the Super Bowl MVP mention first in their speech? family plus 600, teammates plus 150, religious figure plus 100.
Travis Kelce's going to mention his mama or his brother first, so give me family.
I think that's an excellent way to go. I usually don't bet these ones, but I might actually bet that because I could see Patrick Mahomes thanking his wife first.
Yeah. Yep.
First commercial after kickoff.
Do we have a specific, are there specific
They
brands?
mentioned Doritos and Budweiser.
I was going to say Budweiser. Give me beer.
Yeah, I would go beer if you can find it. Budweiser, Michelob Ultra does a lot of advertising, and so does Coors.
Yeah.
And let's another one that a lot of people like to do, even though it's a stupid bet to make because it's minus 105 on both sides. Outcome of the coin toss.
Tails never fails.
Except for 4 of the last 5 years when it's been heads.
We're going to keep rolling with tails. It's bound to hit. It's got to get back to 50-50.
And some other fun ones. How many celebrities will be shown on the broadcast? There's a lot of big fans for both teams here.
Yeah.
How many do you think we get? And then another side one to this is how many shots of the Kelce mom do we get?
See, I mean, dude, just from the It's Sunny cast, you're gonna have 15. So, it's the over. Whatever the number is, the over for celebrities.
If Travis Kelce has the big game that we expect, every time Travis Kelce scores a touchdown, they're going to show his mom.
Yes.
She's going to get shown
100%.
When they do the intros for the Eagles, and she's going to get shown again when they do the intros for the Chiefs, or depending on who, you know what I mean. Because when they announce him, they'll talk about it, and they might show her. Anything over under more than 4, take the under. Because they tend to not beat those storylines during the game. They don't beat those storylines into the earth like they do before and after. There'll be a ton of shots of them all hanging out after or before the game, but you're not going to get as many shots as you think during the game.
Yep.
Well, that's the Super Bowl, man.
I'm
excited.
Man.
I'm excited to come down.
Yes, sir.
Doing I guess let's finish by talking what we do, because we always get together for the Super Bowl. It's a lot of fun. We make a lot of food. Kelly's doing home Chipotle this year. I'm really excited for that.
Yeah, it could be really good. Yeah,
Miner's going to be making some Danish for dessert. I can't wait for that.
Yeah, no, I think I'm just going to, take a little moment here. We are, something that is cool during sports seasons now is, you can be spread out. You can be spread out with your friends, and in a click of a button, you can talk about the play you just saw and what's happening. But I still love the spectacle of the Super Bowl. And I just think it's a time to get together with as many football-loving friends as you have and have a good time. Over the course of the years, we have seen some crazy-ass Super Bowls. We may have been in the middle of one of the deepest conversations we've ever had at a Super Bowl party when the Patriots pulled off the upset of all upsets, the comeback of all comebacks. Because it was there wasn't even a game on. It was over. And you never know when that can happen. And I do think it's fair to say, we've grown up with a couple of the greatest quarterbacks of all time. And it looks like they've just rolled right into another one in Patrick Mahomes. And I really think this is must-see TV. And, if you're like us and you sit around the TV on Sundays and you watch as much football as you can, I hope you have some place to gather and some people to watch this game with and have a good time, eat some good food, and realize what these guys are doing for their bodies, for our entertainment. Especially, what we saw in the Bills game, when that man woke up, his first question was, did we win? How'd the game go?
Which is pretty crazy.
These guys are wired differently than most of us, and it's why they do what they do. So take this day, get everybody you can around a TV set, and have some good food, have a good time with your friends, and enjoy what I think is going to be a really good Super Bowl game.
Yeah, I can't wait for it. It's going to be a lot of fun. It's always a good time. The commercials have been a disaster for it seems like 15 years. The days of commercials surprising us and make us laugh seem to have just gone away.
Yeah.
Even though they're spending more money on the ads, they're not making better ads.
Yeah, I had a really good time. My 13-year-old daughter, she likes football. She likes the spectacle of it. And we spent about 20 minutes the other night sitting on the couch looking at Super Bowl commercials from the 2000s and going through just some of the Budweiser commercials. And she's like, wow, I laughed harder at that "What's Up" commercial than anything I've ever seen in a Super Bowl. So yeah, they need to get back to doing a little better, but there are always one or two every year that are still pretty good. So hopefully we get a couple bangers.
Absolutely. Well, I can't wait to watch the game with you. We will follow up at some point. Well, we might do a little recap and a season recap, just sort of looking at how our predictions went and how the season went for us. It's been a mostly successful season. Obviously, you have to take your lumps at times, but we've been doing all right, taking advantage of those free bets. And if you're somebody that's only listening for the Super Bowl, this is the first time you've checked us out because it's been shared around. Look, man, make your $5 bets, get your 200 in free bets, throw it, take some swings. It's worth the risk. See what you hit.
Yep, absolutely.
Well, thank you for joining me, Jimmy. I can't wait for Sunday and when we get to watch the big game.
Yes, I cannot wait. Right now, no place I'd rather be, but I can't wait till Sunday, brother.
And we would like to thank all of you for listening. It has been a great season here. This is our second and a half season that we've done this. It's been a lot of fun. For Jimmy Champ, I am Evan Belfiore, and we will see you next time right here at No Broken Legs.